Welcome to the e-learning course for Asprova hands-on training. 2E Command and Scheduling Parameter. Starting Asprova. Click on the Start button to display the Windows Start menu. Select Programs, Asprova APS, Asprova from the menu to start Asprova. Open the project file. Select File, Open from the main menu and select as2a5.ar4 from the folder Basic 2a22c to open the Asprova project file for this training section. A command is a kind of Asprova's objects, and its characteristic is to execute some kind of action. There are various types of commands, including a command to assign operations, a command to explode orders, a command to call a user plugin, and so on. As with other Asprova's objects, commands are structured hierarchically. If you execute a hierarchical structure, the command objects registered underneath will be executed one after another according to the sort order within the hierarchical structure. Up to now, we have always rescheduled by using the default scheduling parameter. However, there are many different types of parameters that can be used to schedule. Although you can use one of the standard scheduling parameters that are available by default, most users create their own special scheduling parameters. Select Command Editor from the Schedule menu. A scheduling parameter is a command for making a schedule. Using this scheduling parameter, you can specify the parameter necessary to make a schedule. As preset scheduling parameters, the default scheduling parameter and the default order exclusion parameter are provided in Asprova. However, users can also register new parameters as needed and specify appropriate names for them. During scheduling, the scheduling parameter registered as above does not perform any processing itself, but the internal commands registered underneath it will be executed. Here, you can see the structure of the preset default scheduling parameters. If you execute the default scheduling parameter, the registered internal commands will be executed in the order of prepare for assignment, filter orders, unassign all, and so forth, until the last command is report. For further information about this, please see the Asprova help file. Specifying a dispatching rule. Let's open the order table and add some new orders. In the order table, add the orders 02 and 03. Return to the resource Gantt chart. Let's reschedule and check the order of assignment in the message window. click on the plus sign next to Assign Peg Orders to take a closer look at the assigned operations. You can see that the orders have been assigned in the order of descending priorities. When you click on the Reschedule button, each operation is assigned to an appropriate resource. What determines the order of assignment is the dispatching rule. You can specify the dispatching rule according to the following steps. Firstly, select the scheduling parameter you want to edit from the Scheduling Parameter combo box and click the Scheduling Parameter Settings button. Properties for the scheduling parameter are displayed in the Properties window. Click the ... button shown in the row of the Dispatching Rule property. The Dispatching Rule Setting dialog is displayed. The order of assignment is determined according to the order of the keys specified in the dialog. With the current setting, operations of the orders with the highest priority will be assigned first. If there are multiple orders that have the same priority, then operations of the orders with the earliest due date will be assigned first among them. If you specify order due date as the first key in the reverse order of the current setting, operations of the orders with the earliest due date will be assigned first, and order priority will be considered as an assignment order criterion only when more than one order has the same due date. Select Order Due Date from the Dispatching Key field and click the upper button. Let's reschedule and check the results. You can see from the message window that the orders have been assigned in ascending order of due dates. Specifying an evaluation expression. If there are multiple candidate resources for an operation, Asprova uses an evaluation expression as a criterion for selecting a resource. You can specify this expression by selecting a scheduling parameter and specifying a value for the evaluation expression property in the Properties window. Open the project file. Select File, Open from the main menu and select as2e.ar4 from the folder Basic2e to open the Asprova project file for this training section. In this exercise, we will use the data in which a sub-resource is assigned to the first and third processes, and there are two candidate resources, Oper1 and Oper2, for that sub-resource. Also, for the first process, there are two candidate resources, CT1 and CT2, for the main resource. Let's check the resources in the Integrated Master Editor table. Here you can see the various candidate resources for each process. In the resource table, let's check the display colors and the display orders of CT2, Oper1 and Oper2. Next, let's check the order table. In the order table, you can see that there are 10 orders specified. Half of the orders have an LET of October 10th, and half of the orders have a LET of October 20th. Check the evaluation expression of the default scheduling parameter. Click the Scheduling Parameter Settings button. In the Properties window, click the plus button on the left of the Resource Evaluation property in the General tab. If you click the arrow mark on the left of the default Resource Evaluation, you can check the values of each weight specified for the evaluation expression you selected. The weights for load leveling, lateness minimization, and production time minimization are set to 1. If you reschedule this setting, Asprova will select a resource with high capacity and little load when it finds multiple candidate resources during scheduling. Reschedule. As a result of the resource evaluation expression, the operations are assigned in a way that the load is dispersed between the resources CT1 and CT2, and between the resources Opera1 and Opera2. By default, the evaluation expression is applied to all resources. However, if you specify resources for the target resource property of the evaluation expression, then the evaluation expression will only be applied to the resources that you specified. The weight of load leveling, late deliveries, and production time minimization is specified as 1. When you reschedule, Asprova will select the resource having a high production capacity and a lighter load. As a result, operations will be assigned between the resources CT1, CT2, and Opera1 and Opera2, with the load being balanced to a certain degree. Click the Scheduling Parameter Settings button to display properties of the default scheduling parameter in the Properties window. Then click the plus button on the left of the Resource Evaluation property in the General tab. In the value cell of the new data, enter Operator Evaluation Expression. Click the arrow mark on the left of the Operator Evaluation Expression. Enter Opera1 and Opera2 for the target resource property. Specify 1 for each of the weight, load leveling, and weight juxtaposing operations of the same order properties. Let's reschedule and check the result. You can confirm that the same sub-resource is to be used for the cutting process and the inspection process for any of the orders, filtering orders, setting assignment period, and composite scheduling. Some of the orders registered in the data we are currently using have a due date of October 10th, and others have a due date of October 20th. For the orders with a due date of October 20th, it is too early to start the production right away. So let's specify so that the orders will be assigned after October 11th. To do this, we will specify 2 scheduling parameters and make a schedule using multiple steps. In order to check the result easily after rescheduling, unassign all the operations by selecting Unassign. Display the Command Editor dialog by executing Schedule Command Editor from the menu. Click the New button to display the New Command dialog. Specify 10 as a new command name. Check Copy Existing Command. Select Default Scheduling Parameter from the drop-down list and click OK. select 10 from the Scheduling Parameter combo box. In the Properties window, select the Filter tab. Click the ... button for the Filter Orders property to display the filter expression editor. Select LET from the Property field and less than from the Condition field. Specify 2003 October 11th in the Value field. Then click the OK button. If you reschedule, you can see that only the orders with due dates earlier than October 11th are assigned. Next, let's create one more scheduling command that assigns the rest of the orders. Display the Command Editor dialog by executing Schedule Command Editor from the menu. Click the New button to display the new command dialog. Specify 20 as a new command name. Check Copy Existing Command and select Default Scheduling Parameter from the drop-down list. Then finally click OK. Select 20 from the Scheduling Parameter combo box. In the Properties window, select the Filter tab and click the ... button for the Filter's Orders property to display the filter expression editor. Select LET from the Property field and greater than or equal from the Condition field and specify 2003 October 11th in the Value field. Click the OK button. In the Properties window, select the Time Periods tab. Click the ... button for the Assignment Start Time property to display the Expression Editor dialog. Specify 2003 October 11th in the Expression field and click OK. If you reschedule, the orders with a due date of October 20th are assigned on and after October 11th. As you have seen, we assigned filtered data using two steps, first by scheduling with parameter 10 and then with parameter 20. However, if you use the command structure, you can also specify to execute the two parameters in succession. Let's specify so that the two parameters are executed consecutively. Display the Command Editor dialog by executing Schedule Command Editor from the menu. Click the New button to display the new command dialog. Specify 1020 as a new command name and click OK. Under 1020, sequentially register the parameters 10 and 20 that you have created. Click the OK button in the Command Editor dialog. Select 10/20 from the Scheduling Parameter combo box. If you reschedule, the parameters 10 and 20 that you added under 10/20 will be executed in succession. Unassign the operations to clear the schedule. You can see from the resource Gantt chart that the scheduling result is the same as before. Forward and backward scheduling. In the schedules we have created so far, operations are assigned forward from left to right. To assign operations in the opposite direction, starting from the due date to the left, is called backward scheduling. By specifying the assignment direction using the assignment direction property of the scheduling parameter, you can assign operations either forward or backward, regardless of the assignment direction of the order. Here, we will try to assign operations backward. First, select the default scheduling parameter from the Scheduling Parameter combo box. In the Properties window, select Backward from the Assignment Direction property in the General tab. If you reschedule, each order is assigned backward starting from its due date. Bottleneck-centered scheduling. It is obvious from the scheduling results so far that resource PR1 for the second process is a bottleneck in the overall schedule. Even a simple forward or backward scheduling, the result shows a long wait time between the processes, causing increase of intermediate stock. For this simple sample, you can eliminate the long wait time by fixing the bottleneck process and rescheduling. Let's try to make this setting manually. Select the operations assigned to the resource PR1 using the mouse, and then click the Full Fix button on the menu screen. Reschedule. If you fix the operations in this way and reschedule, the operations are assigned in a way that the previous and the next operations of the operations you fixed are pulled towards the fixed operations. Therefore, if you schedule once and then fix a bottleneck resource and reschedule, you can eliminate a long wait time with the bottleneck resource. To automate this scheduling process, try the following two methods. Select again with the mouse the operations you have just fixed. Right-click and use the pop-up menu to unfix the operations. First, create the scheduling parameter that performs exactly the same actions as you did manually. In this case, we will use the temporary operation fix property of the scheduling parameter. Display the Command Editor dialog. Click the New button below the Customs Commands field to display the new command dialog. Specify Bottleneck as a new command name. Specify to copy the default scheduling parameter and click OK. Click the OK button in the Command Editor dialog. Display the Properties window for Bottleneck by selecting Bottleneck from the Scheduling Parameter combo box. Select the General tab. Select Bottleneck Resources from the Temporary Operation Fix property. To validate the bottleneck's resources of the temporary operation fix property of the scheduling parameter you have just created, specify the bottleneck flag for the resource PR1. After selecting the resource PR1, in the Properties window, click the Settings tab and select Bottleneck Resources from the drop-down list of the bottleneck flag property. To restore the schedule before fixing the operations assigned to the bottleneck's resource, select the default scheduling parameter and reschedule. Then reschedule with the scheduling parameter bottleneck. You can see that the process you did manually to fix the operations assigned to resource PR1 and reschedule could be performed automatically. The other method is using backward scheduling only for the operations assigned to CT1 and CT2 that are the resources for the previous process of the process assigned to PR1. Restore the schedule by selecting 1020 from the scheduling parameter combo box and rescheduling. Let's create a new command. Display the Command Editor dialog by executing Schedule Command Editor from the menu. Click the New button below the Custom Commands field to display the new command dialog. Specify CT as a new command name and click OK without copying any command. Under CT, add the following internal commands in this order: upload operations, filter operations, unassign all, assign peg orders. Click the OK button in the Command Editor dialog. Select CT from the Scheduling Parameter combo box. Click the ... button for the Filter Operations property in the Filter tab to display the Filter Expression Editor. As the input values for the first key, specify main resource == and CT1. As input values for the second key, specify OR main resource == and CT2. Click the OK button. In the General tab, select Backward as the assignment direction. Select Current Resource as the resource selection method. If you reschedule with the scheduling parameter CT, you can see that only the first process operations are assigned backward from the bottleneck process. Let's compare the scheduling result with the one obtained with scheduling parameter 1020. The difference from the first method, in which you fix operations assigned to the bottleneck resource, is that since only the first process operations are assigned to resources CT1 and CT2 are reassigned, there is no influence on any of the other processes. This is the end of Asprova hands-on training 2E. Thank you for watching.